Let's go to Michael, who's a Man United fan. All right, Mike?
Mikey?
I'm all right, yeah.
All right, Mikey.
How you feeling about Marcus Rashford?
I'm glad. There's only 3 managers since Sir Alex Ferguson left who got the best out of him. Van Gaal, Solskjaer and Ten Hag.
Okay.
But he's a bad apple, because let's be honest, Amorim, like I said on Sunday in his press conference, the reason Rashford didn't play because he didn't like what he saw in training. He's been allowed to be getting away with it. The club not letting him out, Jason. He's let himself down. These players are meant to motivate themselves. You don't need some manager to motivate yourself, you know what I mean?
Why'd you keep sacking managers then?
Because they're not good enough. They're not good enough.
Who aren't?
Well...
Hold on. Hold on. You said he's got to motivate himself, which is true, but why do you keep sacking managers?
Well, you can't sack a player, Jace.
Right, fine. But why do you keep sacking managers?
Because the performance hasn't been great, is it? The results haven't been great.
Right.
Look where we are on the table. We're 13th.
Right.
That is unheard of.
Well, it's not.
For this standard of club, for this standard of a club, what was a standard under Sir Alex?
Michael, right? Listen. Your football club has let Marcus Rashford down as a football. Well, because you've allowed a talent to drift. The way you've pandered to players, the way you've allowed players to come in at the age that they have, and give them huge salaries, giving Marcus. That's not managing a player. It's poor. It's poor management. The way Man United have handled Marcus Rashford, from top to bottom, and other players, by the way, not just him. You're a football club that have made a mess of players. You made a mess of the club. The ownership, mess. The football club's a mess. And you're phoning up saying you're happy to go. Do you know what, Michael, right? You should be ashamed to say that, because the truth is Marcus Rashford should be at Manchester United for the whole of his career. Do you know what? You've let him destroy himself as much as you've destroyed him.
He's down tools, though. He doesn't trap back. He doesn't run back to play.
Because you're a mess of a club, Michael.
I know, but come on, like Jace, you can't say that it's just on Man United and they've basically wasted his talent. You know, he's got the talent, and yeah, all right, he might have needed some help and a bit of coaching or whatever, and better managers and some better players around him. But come on, let's be honest. He needs to do it himself.
Jadon Sancho, another one, right?
Jadon Sancho.
Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, okay.
No, but there's so many players at Man United, right, that have underachieved. How many players have not reached where they should be? I look at this football club and you think where they were when the Sir Alex left, right? I think he left them in a mess. I'm not going to have said that. I think that David Gill and Sir Alex leaving, I thought poor mismanagement the way, and Ed Woodward, he's part of the problem. You want to go back as far as Ed Woodward, the Glazers, the appointments, the shoddy appointments, the managerial decisions, the transfer policies. It's an absolute shambles. And now all of a sudden you want to point the finger at Marcus Rashford. Right? Fine. You can do that. I'm not a Man United fan. But I've got to say, right, you think about all the decisions that football club's made. How many have they got right?
Mm. But Rashford has been at that football club for a long time, and he has down tools.
He ain't the only one.
Yeah.
He's not the only one, by the way.
And you're paying him $350,000 a week.
Who gave him the money? They made a mess. Of it, mate.
All right, let's go to Matt, who's a Man United fan. Matt?
Jack, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Obviously, Cundy's making some points there. He's blaming the football club for the demise of Rashford. What do you think?
I think there's two sides to every story. I think it has been a bit of both. I think the club has let Rashford down to a degree by making him the poster boy at an early age, and giving him them silly wages. You know, $350,000. There's not a player in that squad that justifies money like that.
No.
I'm a season ticket holder and have been for a number of years. And the most annoying, I think, the other side of it is the most annoying bit is the desperation from the fans for him to play well, and that says a lot about him as an individual. I think it's just remarkable that we just don't see any sort of consistency from the player. You can see that he has down tools. You can see that he's done that for a number of years. And it's just the other side to it is, like I say, the club itself. It has been poorly managed. It has been for a number of years, for 10, 11 years. the way structure that club. I mean, the only player that ever sort of demanded any money like that was David De Gea, and that was because he kept us in it when we were really bad. But for me, it just doesn't look right. It hasn't done for a number of years, and I go to the games and I'm expecting a bad performance when Rashford plays, and that for me is enough. So
Marcus Rashford leaves, everything turns rosy. You're back challenging for the title again, is that right?
No chance.
No, but that's the point I'm making. This football club, your football club, has been allowed to rot from the inside out. Since Sir Alex and David Gill left, this football club has been a shambles. Ed Woodward, honestly, you think about the decisions he made. The transfer policy. I think I'm right in saying you bought Fellaini, first transfer winner, the only player. I think in January you bought Mata, right? You think about
it. It can go right back with that, yeah, definitely.
What I'm saying is that, but the problem you've got as Man United fans is you were used to so much success. There was joined up think between David Gill and Sir Alex. When those two left, there was no handover. There was no. Here's the team sheet. Here's the squad. Here's what we anticipated to look like. Sir Alex Ferguson is to blame, I think, for the early demise of Manchester United after he left, because he left an ageing squad, an ageing team. Look at that back four. I think within 3 years they'd all left. He bought in Van Persie.
Cundy was clever. It was clever. He left at the right time. And he won the league with a poor team.
Right, fine. Clever. He bought in Van Persie to win the title, right? Van Persie, no residual value. Your transfer policy of buying in players and letting them... There's no residual value. You don't sell... You only lose money on players. That's all you ever do. And do you know what? A player that's come through your academy, here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose money on him as well. Man United's
he's the last one, though, isn't he, of the crock of players?
Well, is he?
That's the only thing you can say. He's the last one.
Is he?
Well, yeah, because... Well, who else from the academy is, apart from the ones that are broke free, like the Mainus and Garnacho?
Why won't you sell them?
They might do at some point, but that's it. Yeah. But my point I'm making is that Rashford, when you go to away matches, Cundy, when you go to away matches, and you're not expecting big things from we lose a game, the least you can do is clap the away support. Rashford distances himself from everybody else.
Right. So you're talking about something that's very different to what we're talking about. I get that. Clearly, Marcus Rashford is a very unhappy boy. You can see that. He doesn't smile anymore. He doesn't celebrate goals. There's something that... you can just look at his demeanour, the way he is. I'm talking about Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United, right? And for you, as a Man United fan, one of your brightest players ever to come through the academy and be leaving and be happy he goes and he's happy, the club has totally mismanaged him. Totally.
Most probably.
Mm. All right, Matt. Thanks for your call. Let's go to Tony. He's a Man United fan. All right, Tone?
You all right, lads?
Yeah, I'm all right, Tone. Look, Cundy's very...
I feel for him because...
He's lost the plot. Cundy's lost the plot. He's going on about the administration, the way the club's run. What has that got to do with Marcus Rashford's attitude? Because, Cundy, let me ask you a question. You said earlier, he's not the only one with a bad attitude. Name me the players that have got a bad attitude.
I never said that. I never said
that.
No,
you did. You said he's not the only one. To the other caller, he's not the only one.
Okay.
That was the one back.
Right, okay. What I'm saying is not the only one that's been mismanaged. I didn't mean bad attitude. That's... Let me get that straight.
Because if you look at the players, the one player, right, he's 27 years old. He should be a leader in the dressing room. Can you imagine if you're Garnacho, if you're Diallo, if you're one of the young'uns, mainly watching him, mope about the place with a face on? What your attitude's gonna just follow him? So he needs to get out the club. And he's not even a good player. What makes you think Rashford is unreal?
Well, he is a good player. Come on, you can't get away from the fact that he has been. He's
how many chances does he miss? How many decisions does he get right?
He played for England, mate. You know, at the highest level, and he's done it on the big stage. No, he's been poor recently.
Do you know what I mean? Like his performances are not good enough at the end of the day. And like Cundy's on about, it's been mismanaged. It's rotten to the core. The person that's rotten in that dressing room is Marcus Rashford. It's quite clear as day, and Ruben Amorim has found out in 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. Obviously, get rid of Rashford. You'll be winning the title next year.
No. Honestly, I hear what you're saying. No, I do. Look, I hear what you're saying. I get it.
I'm not saying.
But I'm a big believer in responsibility of a player.
100% right. Jay.
you're in control of your downfall. You are, Jace.
Oh, your destiny.
You know, your destiny, right? You control your destiny. And if you want to, be a Manchester United player, wholeheartedly want to play for that football club, and you live and breathe that Man United football club, you would run yourself into the ground. You would give everything you can every week to get yourself in that team. And if it don't happen, you try again. And if it doesn't happen, you try again. But what I look at when I watch Marcus Rashford, who's got all the talent in the world, Jace, you can't get away from the fact that when he plays football, he looks like he don't care.
Fine. I'm not going to disagree a word you said, right? But the football club, when he leaves and the dust settles, they will look at the way that they handled him, the contracts they gave him, make him the poster boy of Man United, right? He hasn't been coached. No one's looked after him. No one's looked after Marcus Rashford. No one's taken care of him. No one's had. It's so easy.
But maybe they have, Jason. Maybe he's not been bothered.
Well, then they've made a bad job of it, then, haven't they? They mucked it up.
Well, there's only so much you can do for someone before you go, you know what?
Well, then don't give him 350 grand a week, then.
The new manager's come in and bend him straight away.
Right. Do you know what? I'll tell you what's going on here, right? Let me tell you now what's happening here.
Go on.
Amarin's got no control over this. This is Jim Ratcliffe, right? He's come in. He's gone around the whole football club looking at who's earning what, how can we make cuts, how can we trim the wage bill.
Yeah.
Right? He's gone through the office staff. He's gone through everything. He's now put ticket prices up. You know what he's done? Eventually, who's the highest paid player at the club? Oh, let's get rid of him. That's what's going on. Does Marcus Rashford deserve whatever he's on right now? No, I can't argue that. But this has come from the top. Amarin has not got his fingerprints on this. This is all about Jim Ratcliffe cutting costs, getting rid of the high owners. And I don't blame him, by the way. I'm not saying it's a decision that can't be made or shouldn't be made. But let's not tell you Amarin's made his mind up after 3 weeks. Have it real. So Jim Ratcliffe's got his fingerprints all over this decision.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.